Hey there, in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to master your song from start to finish in FL Studio like a pro mastering engineer. I'll be showing you my step-by-step process, techniques, and what you should also look out for when you're mastering just about any song. So if you're new, hit the subscribe button down below and let's get started. So right here, this is the song.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, trying to make me some moolah. Oh Lord, yeah.
So first, we want to link it to our mixer by simply pressing Command L on Mac or Control L on Windows, okay? So when we have the link, make sure it's running through.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my.
So the first thing we want to do is use an equalizer to remove some low end in the song so we can have more headroom for loudness, okay? So most times you want to take away a little bit of the low end so you can get more loudness, because most songs these days are just about getting as much loudness as you can from it. I'm going to come right here, type, high pass, right click, order, step 6, okay? We don't want it to be 2 steps, so 6 should be fine. I'm going to drag it up to like 30 hertz and listen.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the.
Let me push it a little bit to 35 hertz. Now, some songs that you may work on may have a bit more bars or a bit less bars, right? But most times around 30 to 40 hertz is really like a safe space. So you should like just audition between that range, between 30 to 40 hertz, listen and see where, you know, preserves the low end the most. Like it doesn't take out so much, but just enough to get the most loudness, okay? So you want to like really sweep across that range, 30 to 40 hertz range in the low end, and hear what works best for your production or for your master, all right? So the next thing I'm going to do is use an EQ again, a different EQ, still a parametric EQ, but to just enhance some frequencies that I really want to hear in the mix, okay? I want to push out some high end a little bit, and I also want to push out the mids a little bit, okay? So I'm just going to come right here. This is the high mids.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do.
Most times you want to open up the high mids in your master so it sounds a bit more upfront with the vocals.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight.
I'm going to push up the high end a little bit to get more brightness.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, trying to make me some moolah.
So I'm going to create a dip right here somewhere in the low mids.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to.
Again, I'm trying to tame a little bit of that low end frequency so it's not so much when we enhance the loudness, when we increase the loudness so we can get more headroom again.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, trying to make me some moolah. Oh Lord.
Most times when you're doing the cut or the boost, around just plus or minus 1 to 3 dB is a safe place to be. For example, right here you can see I'm at minus 2.0 dB, and here again you can see I'm at 0.9 dB of gain, and here I'm at 0.9 dB of gain, okay? Now, so when you're doing your own boost or your own cut, try not to do too much if the song is going to sound unnatural, that too thin or too harsh or too boomy. So we don't want to do too much. We just want to stick within the 1 to 3 dB of gain, cuts or boost.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, trying to make me some moolah. Oh Lord, yeah.
So next we want to do is use a stereo enhancer. So the reason why I'm using a stereo enhancer is to just open up the mix a little bit more so that the elements spread out in the mix and the vocals stay more upfront in the mix as well. So I'm just going to create my points. All right, then I'm going to click learn so that it learns the mix.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, trying to make me some moolah. Oh Lord, yeah. I'm just trying to.
So now it's done learning. Okay, so I'm going to open the high mids a little bit, open the high end a little bit, and then close the low mids. Close the low mids and the low frequency. So when you bring it down, it turns it to kind of like a mono system, but when you raise it up, it kind of makes it a bit more open, opens the stereo image up a little bit more. So let's listen.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed.
When I turn it off,
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just tryna do right, tryna get my mind right. Low life, only for the high life. I'm just tryna do right, tryna get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, tryna make me some moolah. Hola.
so you can hear a bit more open with this plugin.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just tryna do right, tryna get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, tryna make me some moolah.
Now, another plugin I like to use that comes with the Ozone mastering suite is the Master Rebalance. So with this, if maybe I can hear that the vocals is sitting in too deep in the mix, I can push it out a little bit. If I hear the bass is too loud, I can cut it, or the drum, so I can kind of like having power over the stems. Okay, I'm going to come right here to vocals and just push it up a little bit. I think the vocals could be a bit louder in the master.
Low life, only for the high life.
Just so I exaggerate so you hear what's going on.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just tryna do right, tryna get my mind right. Success.
So you can hear that it's very interesting plugin. So I just want a little bit. If you find yourself boosting too much in the vocals, most likely you need to go back to your mix and fix that, okay? For the best quality. But this is just a little change.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just tryna do right, tryna get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, tryna make me some moolah. Hola, hola, yeah. I'm just tryna make me some moolah. Middle finger say fuck the rat race. I'm just tryna do my thing, run my race.
Right, that sounds good. So the next thing we're going to do is use an analog model compressor to add some warmth to it and also control the dynamic range of the mix. So for that, I'm using CLA76, the stereo version, because this is a master. It's multiple tracks in here, so it's going to be a stereo because it's left and right. Okay, do not use the mono version of this plugin. Only use the stereo version when you're mastering. All right, so let's listen and see. I just want like a 1 to 3 or 4 dB of gain reduction. This is the gain reduction meter, right? So when it gets to like -3 or just within that range, I think that should be good enough.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just tryna do right, tryna get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moon.
It's hitting like -5, -7. You can hear it's really taking out the life from the song, really killing the bass, really killing the drums. So if I turn it off, listen to how it sounds.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just tryna do right, tryna get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, tryna make me some moolah. Hola.
Well, it makes the song a bit louder, right? But the drums sound like it's being squashed. The kick sounds like it's losing its balance, losing its life in the mix. So that's why you have to be careful when you're using plugins like this or any plugin really. Notice how it makes the overall work sound. Okay, don't just be too focused on that particular process you're trying to achieve. Listen, is this working too hard on my mix? Do I need to relax it or do I need to increase it? Okay, so always listen, do a before and after comparison. Always listen to make sure it's sounding the way you want it to sound. So let's try to get it to -1 to -3 dB.
Low life, only for the high life. Low life, only for the high life. I'm just tryna do right, tryna get my mind right. Low life, only for the high life. I'm just tryna do right, tryna get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, tryna make me some moon.
And what I like to do is like a gain balance, like before and after.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm
just to make sure I hear the effect actually working.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just tryna do right, tryna get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, tryna make me some moolah. Oh.
So I want a slower attack. The attack could be slower. And I want a slow release as well.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just tryna do right, tryna get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, tryna make me some moolah. Hola, hola, yeah.
So you can see I'm hovering just around the -2 to -3 dB of gain reduction. And if I turn it off,
low life, only for the high life. I'm just tryna do right, tryna get my mind right. Low life, only for the high life. I'm just tryna do right, tryna get my mind.
Listen closely. You can hear how it kind of glues the entire song together, makes it sound, more uniform with the drums, the vocals, the melodies. Everything sounds more glued together.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just tryna do right, tryna get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, trying to make me some moolah. Oh Lord, yeah. I'm just trying to make this.
If you also notice again, this way it makes the mix kind of come alive a little bit more. So that's the analog warmth I was talking about. Okay. So the next plugin I'll be adding is Fresh Air from Slate Digital. This is a saturator. It just works on the high, mid, and the high frequency. You can use to make your mix or even your master sound brighter as well. So I'm going to exaggerate so you hear what it does. So I'm just going to increase the high air. This is with it when the effect is relaxed.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed.
Now you can hear it sounds when it's all the way down.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, trying to make me some moolah.
So most times I usually stick within 5 to 15 when I'm working on it as a master, just somewhere around here and here. See.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, trying to make me some moolah. Oh Lord, yeah. I'm just trying to make me some moolah. Middle finger say fuck the rat race. I'm just trying to do my thing, run my race. Boy, I'm not smiling if you look at my face. Low life, this is just a temporary phase. High life, that gon' be a permanent phase. I'm the greatest, that gon' be forever my phrase. Boy, I know that my time gon' come, so I ain't even worried that nobody gon' be taking my space. It gon' be a celebration every time we step up in the building, everybody.
So if you listen closely, you can hear how I made the song brighter already, okay? So you may not want this much brightness. I think I just want to boost only the mids. I don't want to boost the highs. So let me hear how it sounds with just the mid.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, trying to make me some mood.
So I think that sounds a lot better. Now when you're using plugins like this, you really need to listen to hear how it makes your master sound, okay? Don't just jump on the buttons because you feel you want it to be brighter. You increase with just the high air. Also hear how the other buttons make your master sound. In this case, I didn't like how the high air added some harshness on the vocal if you listen closely, and even the hi-hats playing in the song, it's way made it unnecessarily too bright. I don't like, so I prefer just the mid air. Okay, just the mid air at 9% works. Okay, now again, this depends on the song. Okay, in another song I may boost the high air to even as high as 15%, and I may never touch the mid air. So you need to really listen and toggle between the options and see what works best for your song.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind.
So another plugin I like to use is the virtual tape machine. This can help. It's also saturator plugins. Okay, this can help add some body to your mix, okay, or to your master. Now just hear it sounds. Hear how the bass sound from this song with it turned on. No tweaks yet.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, and I make me
so you can hear that when it's on, like, it just adds this presence to it already. Okay, so if you want it to have more bass, you can bring it down to 15, and if you just prefer how it sounds as it is, you can leave it at 30. Okay, but what really matters in this plugin for mastering is this button. Okay, it's usually linked. You can see when I tweak it's linked, and I like to adjust this depending on the context of my master. Okay, so for this one, I think the bass is adding is too much. I'm going to relax the input, but if I wanted more bass or more presence, I'm going to increase the input as well. Okay, so while this can help add a little bit more bass, but it's not as obvious as the impact of this input and output not linked together. Okay, so I'm just going to relax this a little bit.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed, and I make me some moolah. Oh Lord, yeah. I'm just trying to make me some moolah. Middle finger say fuck the rat race. I'm just trying to do my thing, run my race. Boy, I'm not smiling if you look at my face. Low life, this is just a temporary phase. High life, that gon' be a permanent phase. I'm the greatest, that gon' be forever my phrase. Boy, I know that my time gon' come.
So that's sounding good now, and let's hear how each of these effects made our master sound. So when I turn it off, this is how it was sounding.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed and I make me some moolah. Oh Lord, yeah. I'm just trying to make me some moolah. Middle fingers, hey, fuck the rap race. I'm just trying to do my thing, run my.
You can hear the difference, right? And if you observe, the volume difference isn't much yet. That's because when you apply this plugin, you need to really listen again to what it's doing to your song, okay? It's not just about getting the most loudness at this point. It's more of hearing what the effects are doing and do you like what it's also doing to your song? Is it leading to that results that you hoped for? Okay, so everything you do should have a reason when you're mastering. Okay, everything you do should have a reason. So now let's go into the sweet part where everyone really calls mastering, the loudness. Okay, so for that I'm going to come right here, this slot 8, and use ozone maximizer. Now you can use other mastering suits like FabFilter and others. Okay, they do work fine as well. I'm just used to ozone, so that's why I use it. Okay, but the principle applied, the principle is the same. So I'm just going to bring this down, the threshold, and I like using this mode in the limiter, and I like also using classic, or I could come to this and use crisp. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this down and then I actually like having my ceiling at minus 1.2 to 1.7, around that range. So let's leave it at 1.2 for a start and see.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed and I make me some moolah. Oh Lord, yeah. I'm just trying to make me some moolah. Middle finger.
So before I export, I need to check my loudness to make sure it's not clipping and it's not exceeding some numbers. Okay, so I'm going to load up a free loudness meter, Ulin loudness meter. So I want it to make sure it's between minus 10 to minus 7 lufs most of the time, and I also want my true peak to be at around 1 dB. Okay, so let's see what it's like. Just simply press play. Make sure it's always loaded at the last in your mastering chain.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming.
If you'll see, I am currently hitting minus 9 lufs integrated, and I'm currently at minus 0.3 dB. So I need to work on this number because it's in the red. It needs to be in the white more often. Okay, so it just shows that you're a bit safe. So I'm going to bring this ceiling down to minus 1.7. This should help fix that. Somewhere around there.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed and I make me some mood.
So if you observe now, I'm currently at minus 1.0 dB, which is good, but I'm currently at minus 10 lufs. I feel like I can drive this a little bit more. So I'm going to just bring this down here.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed and I make me some moolah. Oh Lord.
So if maybe you're having issues reaching these numbers, what you may need to do is come back to your EQ and cut some low end up to like closer to 40. Okay.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight.
But the thing with the Ulin loudness meter, you may need to keep resetting this. I don't know why, but you need to keep resetting this so you see the most updated number.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed and I make me some moolah. Oh Lord, yeah. I'm just trying to make this.
So I'm going to come to maximizer again, take this down to maybe minus 2 dB.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed and I make me some moolah.
So you can see I'm currently at minus 3 and minus 0.9, but most of the time it's on the whites.
Low life, only for the.
So most of the time it's on the white. That's why I have to like keep resetting to make sure most of the time it's around minus 10 to minus 7 lufs and it's at minus 1 dB. That is the safe space. You really want to make sure these numbers are similar to this. Some songs do have it all the way to minus 7, minus 6 lufs. That's pretty loud, but for me, when I master, I like staying within minus 7 to minus 10, okay? And making sure it hits this number. So when it's uploaded to streaming platforms, it doesn't clip or distort. You want to preserve that fidelity when it's uploaded to streaming platforms.
Low life, only for the high life. I'm just trying to do right, trying to get my mind right. Success, aiming for the moonlight. Every day I'm stressed trying to make me some moolah.
So now when you're exporting, you export as wave. You need to come to file, export, wave file. Some people still export as 16 bits. And the reason why this was the standard back then was because of CD plates. CDs back then could only take as high as 16 bit audio. But when I master right now, I currently master either 24-bit or 32-bit floats. But there's nothing wrong with 16 bits. But if you observe the size, 37 megabytes in file size, when I take it to 32-bit floats, 75 megabytes in file size. So I'm sure that also contributes to the quality and the fidelity of the audio, right? So most times when I master, I usually leave it at 24 or 32-bit floats. So let me leave it at 32-bit floats, and I make sure my insert effect is turned on. Please make sure you do not have any master effects. Let me go back to my FL. Make sure there are no master effects on your master channel. If there are, please delete it. Make sure your master channel is empty and free from effects, okay? And when you're also mixing, make sure you're mixing the wave file, not the mp3, okay? Wave is what gives you the highest fidelity to work on in the professional audio space, okay? So and then just export it as wave file, then you upload the wave file to streaming platforms, and that's how you get your professional mix, your professional mastered song on streaming platforms, free from clipping, distortion, or any common problems that amateurs tend to face when they master. So if you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more tutorials, tips, and tricks. Cheers.